His life has been completely destroyed within less than 2 years. He has been entirely removed from the internet. He can't earn a living anymore. He has a contract with Rumble, I believe, that obviously they can't continue to fulfill if he's not allowed to produce his show on Rumble. So they've denied him a livelihood. They have denied him the ability to speak. And yet he's never been charged with anything. These issues, these orders are issued with no due process. The judge just types out, he is hereby banned from speaking, and that's it. He has no idea what he's being accused of. It's Kafkaesque at best. And this judge just goes around routinely doing this, banning people from the internet, saying you cannot speak. Today, even though he's reduced to almost nothing, he has a very small audience in Rumble for the reasons I said. He's not, it's actually, some people have followed him, but it's been severely reduced. He can't speak on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any other platform, even though he's never been charged with the crime. Just by decree, he's silenced. Today, the court announced that they are formally opening a criminal investigation into him, either because of things he said or because of suspicions that he didn't obey the first order to stay silent. He apparently has been fined 300,000 reais, which is the equivalent of roughly 75,000 American dollars. Again, all based on no process. He has had no opportunity to go in with lawyers and be advised of the charges or contest them or do anything else. His life has been dismantled and he's been silenced, and now he's fined with no due process, just an order of a decree by a judge. And he is banned permanently, or at least indefinitely rather, from speaking on any platform. He can't defend himself, he can't speak, he can't have a show, he can't speak about politics. He has a tape over his mouth, he's silent. It's shocking. Brazil is a country in which I've lived for 18 years. It has a lot of flaws politically and socially and in lots of other ways, like every country. But it has always been basically a democracy. And it is such a vivid reminder of how easily despotism can emerge. Now, I know most people are trained to believe that despotism is not something that happens in their country. And especially when it's being done in the name of a cause that they really believe is righteous, like stopping Trump or stopping Bolsonaro and his movement. They're convinced they're fighting Nazis. There's a leading congressman who's a social media influencer who is one of Lula's most vocal supporters, who is advocating that Bolsonarismo, the movement behind Jair Bolsonaro, be treated like Nazism and be criminalized and outlawed, meaning half the country of Brazil would either be forced to remain silent about their political views or be turned into felons by expressing their support for Bolsonarismo, which would now be a crime. That is totalitarianism of fascism and despotism of the worst kind. And again, to watch how it can happen, just materialize so quickly and with so little opposition. And I say this because this is what's coming. That is what these indictments are about. It's an attempt to criminalize disinformation. They're formalizing this notion that the state has the ability to determine truth and falsity and to make it a crime to say things the state regards as false. That is what this entire industry is for and what this entire movement is about. And you routinely have Brazilian judges and politicians and academics, all of whom, of course, support this, who go to conferences in Paris and Berlin and London and Amsterdam. They get these nice trips because Europe is very interested in what's happening in Brazil when it comes to how they're censoring the internet, because they want to see how far they can go without public pushback. And the reason they're getting away with it is because this judge is such a fanatic that people fear him.